Hello everyone! I decided to create this little tutorial for beginners and novice users who actually use Firefox as their default browser and wanted to customize the appearance of the browser, or maybe due to a recent update the appearance or the toolbar configuration might have changed, so this will hopefully help them reconfigure it or change it to their liking. I don't personally use Firefox. It's not my default browser. I just use it for testing and for tutorials that I create, such as this one. And what I'm going to do is actually going to revert back the settings customization that I've done already, just so that I can show you how you can reach the initial appearance, the initial look of Firefox that I had. Um, and then give you a little bit more tips and information on it. This will basically what you will see once you launch it, minus the toolbar, the bookmarks toolbar, which I already imported from an HTML file. I'm not going into details on that one. I'm assuming your bookmarks are already there, but it just will probably look like this. You'll probably have multiple layers. You may or may not want some of these toolbars or merge them. My goal was to actually create a leaner, more simpler look of Firefox, mainly for the toolbar, but let's start with the start page or the initial page that opens up. This is pretty much how it loads. It actually loads the Pocket shortcuts and the news, but that's something that I didn't care for, whether it's sponsored links or or every single one of the Pocket stories. I just kind of like disabled it, so it kind of gave a much cleaner, leaner look. I believe the shortcuts would probably appeal to most people. It's almost like having your bookmarks on the body of the browser, not just on the bookmarks toolbar. So, or you can actually create additional ones here, customize it if you want to. See, I already created Google Maps, so it makes it easier. How you can do it is, let's say you want to create the dictionary.com or some other website. This is just example stuff that I create. So I open up in another tab by holding down you can either hold down the control button as you click on the bookmarks on the toolbar that you want to open up, let's say Yahoo Mail, or let's go with eBay that I had. So hold on control, or if you have a mouse wheel in the middle button, you basically click on that middle button and it actually opens up in another tab. Simple little tricks if you didn't already know. And I right click on the link and I do copy. And I go back to the initial page, and let's say I want to make this eBay, if let's say it didn't already exist. These are the Twitter and Amazon, I think, was the other shortcuts. Actually, you know what? Amazon doesn't exist. Let's make Amazon. Create the Amazon shortcut again. Copy that one. Go back, and I think that was one of the links that I deleted. Twitter I don't use, so I'm just going to name it Amazon or whatever you want to name it, and then I right click and paste, or you can do Control V, whatever appeals to you, and then click on add. Now I have Amazon shortcut. So it's almost like, again, you can either click on the mouse button or control and then left mouse button, whichever appeals to you, and it opens up in another tab, not within the tab that you're actually looking at. And I didn't want to keep going back and forth, so that's pretty much why I'm using that. And the rest of them are there. So you can't really customize it too much, unfortunately, but it kind of gives you an idea how to customize the initial first page or initial page of Firefox, just so that you know. Now let's go with the actual toolbar customization to make the Firefox more lean and mean looking, and also re-enable the themes that you might have already installed, or you can maybe download and install a new theme, whatever appeals to you. If you have any add-ons, you can also enable them too. Because resetting the default settings of Firefox basically got rid of all that. Let's start with the version of Firefox. I'm going to click on the application menu or application bar, I guess whatever it is called, application menu. Yeah, click on that one and just go to help. and then about Firefox, and it kind of shows you the version of Firefox that you have. And this is the version that I'm actually using right now. I recently just updated it, and some of the people seem to be complaining about the update changing the toolbar or the look of Firefox. I'm hoping this will be helpful to those people as well. So that's pretty much how you get to the help menu. If you have the menu bar enabled, you can actually reach the version from help about Firefox. It's the same thing, pretty much, just to give you an idea. So I'm gonna get rid of the menu bar, and let's go to the customize toolbar. This is where we're actually going to do our work. Make sure on their toolbars, bookmarks toolbar, I usually just select always show just to make it easy, but the default option also already enables you. Oh, I guess maybe it doesn't. So let's just go always show. So you have the bookmarks toolbar placeholder actually become visible. And what you do is you left click your mouse button and hold it down. As you see the fingers collapse or close, indicating that it's actually grabbing it. And then you can hold it down, and as you're holding it down, you move it to the top, either to the left side of the search bar, the address bar, or you can go to the right side of it. Wherever you want to put your bookmarks, it's up to you. Let's put them on the right side and then see how it looks. Click on done. Okay, I think I want to have the bookmarks on the left side. The right side didn't really work for me. So let's go back, no problem. Now move your hand, aka the cursor, on top of the bookmarks toolbar items, where it reads that, and then left mouse button, click on it and hold it down. And then let's move it to the left side of the search bar. As you can see, that magnifying glass, it actually jumped to the right, giving us the space, a little bit of space on the left side of it. So we can let go of the mouse button and it places the bookmarks on the left side. See? And that's pretty much how you can customize it. Now, the default bookmarks toolbar actually is still there, placeholder, but we don't want to use that. So what do? Right click between the address bar and the pocket bar, or save to pocket shortcut, and go to bookmarks toolbar and then never show. You can also do it from the customized toolbar too, menu bar and never show. And now boom, it's gone. So all you have is the toolbar, bookmarks toolbar, merged with the address bar, which you can't really get rid of from what I've seen, and you got the tabs on top. And then title bar is basically the vintage title bar, the old versions of Firefox used to have by default. But thank God they omit that, they exclude that, they disable that by default with the newer versions. Density is basically the spacing of the icons and bars, entries, items. So typically you would want the normal one, and if you're not on a tablet, I would say get rid of this use touch for tablet mode too. And the themes, again, if you had any themes that was installed, resetting the Firefox would actually disable those and go back to the system theme. But I had the Northern Lake that was already installed, which is my favorite at this time, and I'm gonna re-enable it for testing purposes, and then click on done. So as you can see, it has the same appearance at the beginning of the video, and now it's the same. So that's pretty much how you can customize this. Fairly simple, just know how to get around Firefox menu options. I didn't use any extensions or no tweaks. If you wanted to do more, you can just feel free to play around with it. Add-ons and themes, if you wanted to install it, again, from the application menu button, you come down to the add-ons and themes, and that's pretty much where I install the themes. You can actually get more extensions if you wanted to install. I had uBlock Origin already installed. That's my current favorite pop-up blocker. It also blocks domain site redirection, which typically a lot of the malicious scripts or websites use, so I kind of like that. one thing I would like to mention is if you are actually using a third party like an add-on or an extension to block pop-ups, then what you should do is under the browser settings, pop-up blocking options, you might want to disable the browser pop-up blocking, and that so that it wouldn't cause problems, interfere with each other's operation. Typically, browser pop-ups are probably okay for the most part, but I don't find them as aggressive or as effective as having an actual proper add-on such as uBlock. And I urge you not to use AdBlock. There's a lot of bad talk about it. Some sites or some AV scanners actually identify the ad blocker extension as having malware in it. So be careful. Don't install any extension, even if it's for blocking pop-ups on face value. Make sure you do your research. Make sure it's a clean, reputable extension. Anything that you install, even if it's for security reasons, security purposes, be very careful. And also, the more extensions you have, especially if they're like security type extensions, the slower and the more bloated your browser is going to get. So your browsing is going to be slower, but also the functionality of probably most of the sites will actually be affected. So keep that in mind when you are installing extensions. Pretty much the extent of the video. I don't want to get too distracted. That's how you can customize your toolbar and the appearance of Firefox. Hopefully this video was helpful. Feel free to leave your comments or your questions in the comments section and let me know, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Thank you for watching.